Good evening, everyone. Warm welcome to the course demo and the placement journey. This is a monthly webinar that we host. We are hosting the edition of August today, 22nd August, where we talk about our embedded systems course. So, typically, myself and my colleague, Mr. Mubeen, who is the technology head, are the speakers for this webinar. Mubeen is right there, near to me. He and me will be taking the session. At a high level, this webinar is aimed for two objectives. One is to give you an overview about the core electronics, embedded, and the semiconductor industry, how the jobs are moving, and what are all the potential trends that we are seeing in the market. That will be the first thing. Followed by that, we will basically get into details of our course, embedded system course. Basically, we understand you guys have made some inquiry and some discussions with our team already, and you are aspiring to take up this particular course. We'll talk about this course where we cover about the course delivery model, how and what are the modules are there, and how you will take up the journey of skill building, and definitely once you move further in the course, how you start yourself preparing for the placements and things like that. That's a second section. First section, as I mentioned, is about the industry jobs overview and stuff like that. So first section I'll be handling that, and then second section my colleague Mubeen will do that, the technical part of it. And the third part is the placements part. When the how the placement flow works, when you can start applying and stuff like that. We'll cover that. Okay, so that's the three sections of this webinar, and to a larger extent, we would like to keep it as interactive as possible. So please keep typing your questions, because talking sometimes disturbs the flow of the webinar. Probably once you move a little further, I'll also turn off my camera, because that will give you a better voice quality and a better overall engagement point of view. So you don't need to talk, just type it in the chat window. Definitely I will read, or Mubin will read the question, and then we will be able to answer your queries. Okay, so in time to time we take some breaks and ask you the questions, but you don't need to wait. You can keep on typing your questions as and when you guys come across. In fact, we also look back and understand, like, what makes us, for me and moving this webinar interesting. It's mainly the Q&A that you guys have, because pretty much we run this every month. You can even go and see the past customer webinars are already recorded and put up in the YouTube channel. This also will be put, that's why we are recording this session also. So it's been pretty much the same data we go through every month. But what makes us interesting is the Q&A. Every time we participate, the participants definitely ask some of the questions are simple questions, some of them are very interesting. So as far as Emertxe is concerned, we don't treat some question as important, non-important. As a student, whatever the questions that you have, we definitely want to give the merit of the question and answer them. So please feel free to type any questions that is there in your mind. You don't need to wait. As and when you have something in your mind, just go ahead and type it in the chat window, so we'll pick it up. Okay, so that's going to be the protocol, and request all of you to keep your video and audio mute, and that will help us the focus of the session. Okay, so post this, we will also share the recorded version of this webinar today. In case if you miss some piece due to network issue, or you want to share to your friends who is interested in this domain and career, etc., you can feel free to do that. Okay, so that's the overall structure in which we run this webinar. To start with, let me introduce Emertxe to all of you. Most of you will know, but still, it's my typical flow. We introduce. We are an edtech company. We've been in this education area for more than 20 years. We started in the year 2003. And then primarily we offer courses in three different areas: embedded systems, IoT, and full stack web development. So where our goal is to solve two challenges we are facing. So one challenge, as you all know, the employability of fresh engineers. We are having a lot of engineering graduates. Probably 15 lakhs is what the statistics says. They come out of the college every year, but many of them do not have the necessary employable skills, largely due to the fact that the engineering degree students are doing in a theoretical mode. They by heart things, or they even have good grades. But today's jobs, when we especially talk about the embedded systems job targeting in the semiconductor, the devices industry, ask you to apply the learning whatever you have. Okay, so that's where we come in. We offer courses in the embedded systems and IoT technologies, a hands-on practical training program where students basically bridge the gap whatever they have, and then start having career in the industries, right? So we have placement companies, probably some of the logos I'll walk through, where you have an opportunity to work, which who are our placement partners. So that is one segment of students we address. The other segment of students we address is the working professionals who are already working in companies, but they want to upskill themselves and proceed further in their career. For these students, basically, they take up this course typically in the evening mode. That is what preferable to them outside the working hours. So they get it and then subsequently move ahead in their career. And we also offer corporate training programs to train the employees or the staff of the company. We have been offering entry level programs or corporate to the campus to corporate technical orientation programs, onboarding programs, and lateral training programs where we done specific exercise or specific workshops targeting to the business needs of the companies. Like that, we've been in this domain for more than 20 years. So any training program that we do, you can see the image there, a hand making a pot, where we make the education hands-on. So students will learn things using experience-based learning, because as I mentioned in the beginning, when engineering is done in a theoretical fashion, students typically by heart the lessons, right? They don't get a chance to apply. But when you're learning things in a hands-on fashion, when you're learning, you don't forget, rather you enjoy the journey. So that's the approach that we take, so that come out of the by hearting mode or theoretical mode and start applying whatever you learned. Okay, so that's the approach that we do. So coming to our leadership team, before that, let me just briefly talk about Emertxe. We are about 150 member organization, primarily based out of Bangalore, in and around MG Road, as I said. Here, larger set of the team is in the technical domain. We have around 70 to 80 technical mentors, full-time technical mentors, class mentors, and lab mentors who are delivering our courses. Apart from that, we have a student success team who primarily takes care of the soft skill training and also the student counseling part. And whenever you guys need any support, they're available. And then comes the placements team, who primarily works with the companies and then coordinate between our students and companies to ensure that students are getting the right set of opportunities, and also companies are getting the right set of candidates. So those two are primarily the teams which you guys will be working with students. And apart from that, we have other backend teams, operational teams, etc. Okay, so that's our structure. To introduce our leadership, primarily three of us are part of the leadership team. Mr. Maas is our managing director and the founder. He started the Emertxe 22 years back, and he heads the organization. Along with Maas, me and Mubeen are part of the leadership team. Just to talk about myself, as I said, I'm Jayakumar, and I have 24 years of work experience. So in that, you can divide into two phases. The initial 12 years, I was in a typical, career into various corporate organizations. Started with a startup called Ishoni Networks, and then went to HP, then Huawei, where my entire 12 and a half years was spent in the embedded systems domain, being part of the products like routers and printers, HP printers, and later the Huawei's telecommunication networking products. Primarily worked in different layers of the embedded systems, device drivers, middleware, operating system, networking applications, and things like that. And later point in time, I moved on to the management side. I started my management journey by being a program manager. Then in my Huawei days, I was a group or a senior manager where I was heading a portfolio of Linux, where my team was involved in building customized Linux for various Huawei's devices. So that was my last corporate stint way back in 2013. For the past 10 plus years, 12 plus years, I've been part of Team Emertxe. Here also, I played different roles over the years. At this juncture, I am responsible for leading the end-to-end training delivery responsibilities, which includes the technical mentors, the student success team, and the placements team. So where you guys will be primarily interacting. Okay. Of course, I try to interact with many students like in this webinar, but more than me, we have a very good team of mentors, student success counselors, and the placement team who kind of front end the interaction with the students. And me and Mubeen more look into the back end, working with our teams and enabling our teams to become successful. Thereby, they work with you and making you guys successful. So that's a brief profile about me and our leadership team. Now I'd like to request my colleague Mubeen to give a brief introduction of
Hello,
the
sir.
yeah, Mubeen. Go ahead, Mubeen.
Hello. Sir, your screen is not visible, sir.
Okay, just let me check. Okay. I
Please.
think sharing is not there. Okay, no problem.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, I think let me just keep moving. You guys can. There's some settings was here. All right. So looks like there is some technical glitch that Mubin is facing. He'll be joining soon. Let us proceed, and then once his section comes, probably he will be able to join the session. Okay, he's just sorting it out. So moving on about Emertxe, as I mentioned in the beginning, over the years we have built a strong portfolio of our placement clients who hire our students going through the embedded systems and the IoT course. We have more than 1,500 list of companies in this particular ecosystem, which can be categorized into multiple buckets. For example, a larger amount of the clients are coming from the MNCs or having their India development centers. You can see companies like Qualcomm, Microchip, Celsius, Infineon, LG Soft, etc., Samsung, etc. These companies, you can say, what do you guys refer as MNCs. Then we also have companies who are basically niche India-based companies, predominantly the EV companies. Let us say Ether Energy, Mahindra Electric, right? These type of companies are India-based companies. And also we have large scale services companies who have their embedded division in India. For example, companies like Tech Mahindra and L&T, these companies, even though they work in the services model, they all have a very big embedded system vertical for which they hire our students. Okay. So this is a kind of what do you call a snapshot of our placement clients. These logos may be little not in sync, but you can just refer to our website or to our social media. I'll just probably walk you through before we get into the other section. So where we keep our data updated, right? You can see all the information in those websites, right? So before that, let us try to understand what is happening in the job market. At I mentioned, like at a high level, let us try to figure it out what is happening here, right? So at one end, if you see, if you turn on the news or any form of media today, there are a lot of things happening in the geopolitical space. Okay? Various politicians, various countries, they all have their own agenda, and because of that, the overall economy is going through a challenging state. Because of which the traditional IT industry is going through a lot of transformation. And added to that, the other wave, which we call the AI or the artificial intelligence wave, is very much has taken a mainstream, and that is also kind of making some challenges in the mainstream job market. Okay. So having said that, the type of companies that hiring our students are very different from the traditional IT industry company, IT companies, right? So these companies are predominantly working in the product development. When you say product development, it could be anywhere in the areas like automotive or robotics or telecommunication networking, consumer electronics, etc. So these companies basically work with a longer term roadmap in their mind, even though the recession or the economic challenges do last for in a shorter period of time, like 18 to 24 months or slightly more than that. These companies are working with a larger roadmap of, let us say, 5 years, 4 years. Because think about building an electric vehicle and launching in the market. It takes anywhere around 5 years to make the R&D, and then getting into the quality, etc. happen, right? So because of this, this particular segment, that is the semiconductor and devices segment, are the industry which we are targeting. It is actually poised for a very good growth. This is a typical graph we show. If you look at the last 4 to 5 years, it is growing at around 9.8%. So now it's growing at quite a healthy rate of around 20%. And this information basically we curated from the market reports predominantly published by the Electronic Skills Sector Council of India, or the Skill India kind of thing. So this industry is expected to generate around, if you can see that on the right side, around 288,000. The mentioned number is mentioned in thousands, right? Around 2.8 lakhs jobs, roughly around 3 lakhs job it is expected to generate. This includes both the design and manufacturing. So manufacturing largely done by the ITA or diploma holders in the manufacturing side. And this voice is not coming. Let me just check. Some of you telling voice is not coming. Seems okay to me. Am I audible, guys? Just can you confirm once? Sudeep is telling it's coming, right? Okay. Dattatreya is telling coming. Okay. Okay. Many of you are telling looks okay to me. So Sudeep, maybe you want to check your settings once. Okay. Rest all the students are telling I'm audible. All right, let me proceed, guys. Okay. So breaking this down in terms of the design jobs, where the engineers, basically you guys, will be involved in this job. Basically you can divide them into a pure hardware based role, which we call it as a VLSI engineer, where you are involved in designing a chipset, or some of you may be working as a board design engineer. That is actually consisting of around 30 to 40% of the jobs you can see there. So there also, if you see, right, the embedded software, which is our target job, whatever I'm circling here, right, this is where our target jobs are there, which is growing at a healthy rate. And going forward, it is expected to occupy around 70% of the design jobs, whereas 25% still will be the VLSI hardware. And you can see 5% of the jobs are coming from the ANML. Okay. So ANML, when we talk in our context, it is more about more innovative products, because AI has become a kind of a layer which can be applied in any industry or any product today. So this AI is definitely transforming many industries, including ours. But having said that, I also want to make a point here that because of AI, in our domain, whichever the industry we're talking about, semiconductor device, it is not replacing any jobs so far, right? Whatever our information is concerned, right? In fact, because of the AI and the embedded devices coming together, we are seeing that more and more innovative products and more innovative solutions are emerging. So as far as our industry is concerned, please see to it that AI is a enabler, or AI is an opportunity rather than a threat. Of course, AI is replacing where it's a manual, mundane efforts are happening, right? So that definitely it is already replacing, right? But in our case, where you are involved in developing a software for a customized hardware in a domain like, let's say, robotics or automotive, it's quite challenging. AI cannot just like that replace an engineer, right? So that way, it is, you please see to it that it is an opportunity. So this is a high level industry view, and this is some of the media, where they've been talking about, requiring about 3 lakhs professionals in this particular industry, right? Now let us come to our context. When I say our context in Emertxe, in the beginning I was mentioning that even though there is a challenges in the market, the companies out here which is coming to our institution, we could see a steady pace of companies. For example, we are getting anywhere around 65 to 70 companies on a month on month basis. And this is a graph we show, and even if you look at the past course demo webinars, we've been consistently showing this data, how the placement companies are coming. In fact, from the beginning, ever since our inception, our placement information has always been transparent. We also even publish in the social media, etc. Right? If you look at last month, where the month got over, we got 75 companies visiting us, and and then this month, as of today, we had, or yesterday, as of yesterday, we had 35 companies have visited us, right? And still we have another kind of 10 days to go. Definitely more companies, our team is in discussion, getting scheduling the drive, etc. So that's all getting pipeline. Okay. So similarly, if you see in the last months, like from January, you can see the numbers are hovering around 55, 63, 56, 66, 73. So you can say that somewhere around 60 to 70 companies are visiting every month. Okay, that means like probably, if you consider, let us say, 20 22 days as a working day, on an average we get around 3 companies per day. That's the kind of a run rate we are maintaining. So again, these companies, as I mentioned, they're all mainly working in the product development type of activities, having a longer term roadmap with them, right? So that is the reason why basically these companies continue to hire. Okay. So this is a basically a snapshot of our companies. So moving on, just wanted to show you guys the success stories. Earlier I used to curate some of the data from our social media. So let me just directly take you to our website and also to our social media page, so that you can get a live view. I'm sure many of you are already part of our social media. In case if you're not, you can subscribe to us, or follow us in Instagram or in LinkedIn. So let me go off the screen. For example, let me just open those pages for you. Let me just open and then show you guys. So let me just share the screen. So this is basically our Instagram page here. As I said, our team keep posting the placement data here on a very regular basis. You can see there we have various categories of students. For example, students who are straight after college, student like Anantu getting into a company like Chelsea. And we also had working professionals who have been working in a different domain. For example, Krishnan or Pratik, who are working, but they have taken our course and achieved a career transition by getting into Qualcomm and those type of companies. And as you move down, you can see the very regular number of companies are coming up. For example, company like Aritha, and then subsequently LG has been our regular recruiter hiring our students. Avin Systems has been our long-term recruiter, where they've been, according to my knowledge, our last 12 years they have been hiring, and recently they had a very good mass recruitment happening with our students. Similarly, you can see a lot of niche companies. For example, Libre Wireless is a company. where we had students, who have had a career break of 5 years. Student like Akshay are able to get through. So here you can see, guys, right? We have variety of students here. You will see students who are just out of college, maybe a 2024 or a 2025. 2025 is just getting started because they joined us in the month of June, and then their season is just getting opened up. But if you look at other students like Anantu and all, more from a fresher category. But if you look at these chaps are already working, and we also have students like Akshay who had a career break, due to some reasons. Like they work in some different job, or they had to add some personal issues, are they preparing for some competitive exams, etc. Right? So here one important point I wanted to share here is, you should not be too much bothered about your academic percentage, or your year pass out, or for that matter if you have a career break, right? All the companies who are recruiting from our institute, they primarily look for skills. And as long as you have the skills and you're able to demonstrate to the placement company in terms of resumes and projects, right, or the project which you will be doing as a part of the course, so definitely you can crack a placement with a core company. Just moving on, you can see, right, other company like, for example, Infobill IT had a lot of recruitment done recently. And you can see, HCL, I think a few weeks back they had a mass recruitment done. And Marelli is a automotive company. Harman continued to hire on a regular basis from us. As you all know, it's one of the major consumer electronics and automotive verticals they hire for. And similarly, you can go and see a lot of such things coming in. You can see LG many times here, right? Companies like QNAP, has been our long-term recruiter, and stuff like that. You can see various type of people and various type of what do you call, students, and various type of companies which are hiring. This is one place where you can refer to the details, and you can see company like Siemens have been hiring our students, right? So another resource I would say, going to our website, okay, for example, emertxe.com. Okay, what happened? This page is so we go and see here our website. So there's a placement page where we even maintain the calendar and all, like when the company came, for example, you can see July, June, for example. I think they updated till 19th of August. We can apply whenever the companies are coming, right? You can just say next, right? And then the entire calendar itself, whenever the drivers happen, we'll publish. And similarly, over the past year, what type of record we had, who and all getting placed, right? So you can see the entire information from our placements page also. I would say this is one of the, along with the social media, our placement page is a very good resource for you guys to refer and get the live information about what is happening in the placements. Okay. So that's about the uh, the placement part and what is happening in the industry. As you can see, we have a lot of type of students: freshers, working professionals, or they resumed a career after a break. And these students are from both our online as well as the offline courses, right? So that is how they're able to get a career break and then move ahead in their career. Okay. So this kind of brings the closure of the first section. Maybe let me see if we can take at least one or two questions. Subsequently, I'll hand over to Mubeen. Let me take some questions. There's a question from Hema. Sir, registered for the IoT internship, didn't receive any updates. I guess some queries are about the internships. So internship is not the scope of this particular meeting. It's a different offering, primarily the students who are in their pre-final year and final year. For them, we offer a free 1 month or 1.5 month internship program. We have the final set of students selected, so we'll be soon kickstarting the internship. There have been some technical glitch our team is facing. Soon you will hear from us. Hema, our team is working on it, right? That's a question from Mani Kumar. 2022 BTech Triple E, and then he worked at Cisco, and then masters from UK. Looking to come back to India. Will this course help you to get a job? Yes, definitely, Mani. This particular this particular course will help you. Okay. Then will double degree be helpful? See, degree again, what I would suggest is, may or may not play a very crucial role here, Money, because majority of our companies look for skill set. As I mentioned in the beginning, that is a kind of scenario that we have. Okay. So, but of course, with your background and masters in the UK, it might turn as a plus point, but that's not a necessary point. They mainly look for, when they call for interview, can you demonstrate the skill set? Okay. As long as you follow our course flow, do all the assignment and project and be regular with the classes. So definitely, you will be definitely will be able to have an edge in the placement time. Okay. Then the question from Ranjit Kumar: will Robert Bosch come for recruitment? Yes, Ayush. Basically, Ranjit, it used to come. Of late, if you see, the automotive companies are going through quite a lot of challenges. Not only Robert Bosch, even other automotive companies like Continental, Vitasco, right? So these type of companies are going through challenge due to the current economic condition. So in the recent past, they are not hiring, but in the past, yes, they have hired a lot of our students in these automotive companies, traditional automotive companies which you spoke about. Okay. So let me go back again. There's a question from Hema. Then Vijay is asking, will EV companies come for placement? Yes, definitely. I already mentioned a couple of them. And apart from that, a lot of companies are building EV components, either a EV device, or some of the companies are involved in building the ecosystem, like the battery management, or the charging station, etc., which is also an embedded system, right? So definitely those companies do hire our students. There are niche companies, I would say, right? Let me see any other questions. Yeah. Okay. There's a question from Sri Dattatreya. So they say India needs 3 lakh skilled engineers by 2027. Are they talking about chip fabrication related skills, or VLSA, or embedded skills itself? Right? It's a mixture of everything, Sri Dattatreya. When you say 3 lakhs, I think, let me just throw some light on it, right? When you say 3 lakhs, it consisting of the fabrication or the manufacturing skills, also the design skills, right? Again, when you talk about the design, we categorize them as a VLSI design and in the embedded software, okay, at a high level. Okay, so that is what it is. So they need people across the board, across the manufacturing and the VLSI as well as embedded. Hope that's clear. I think there is some query about the the internship. I think, as I said, we will be starting it shortly. Okay. I think pretty much I answered few of the questions. I'm seeing a lot of questions coming from Ayush, Rakesh, Naveen, Bhuwana, Suraj, and all. Just wait for some time, guys. Let me hand over to my colleague Mubeen, who will take us through the second section, that is about the course, the technical details of the course, etc. And after that, primarily he can take it, or I can take, and we can discuss on the questions. Okay. Just let me check whether he's resolved his challenge.
Good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible to all of you. Can you please confirm? Thanks for confirmation. Thanks, Sagar. Thanks, Sheikh. Ayan. So let me start with a brief introduction about myself. I am Mubeen, and I work as a technology head at Emertxe. It's been almost closer to 21 plus years since I graduated from engineering in the computer science branch, and since then, I have worked in multiple companies. I started my career with Emertxe as a junior software engineer, wherein I worked as a software developer for closer to 1.5 years. And at Emertxe, initially as a fresher, I got opportunity to work on different application software development, including EDA tools development, as well as developing application based upon Python and device drivers also. Post that, I was fortunate to work for a company called as Novel. Uh, and in Novel, I was hired to work on an open source project, mostly for the groupware suite of applications on SUSE Linux platform. So I was a part of a development team who used to develop and fix bugs for the groupware suite of applications. Unfortunately, I got laid off back then due to recession. And post that, I got opportunity to work in HP. So in HP, I worked for more than like 4 years in multiple teams. Initially, I was part of a team who used to develop software for document workflow management. Primarily, I got opportunity to work on building network-based cross-platform application based upon C, C++, Perl, etc. So there I was able to leverage my development and testing skills in the system and network programming side of things. And I got moved to another team, which was HP's Linux print fax and scan device driver team, wherein I was leading a team of technical developers developing HP's printer, scan, and fax device drivers on Linux platform. So it was about closer to 4 years. Post that, I resumed my journey with Emertxe as a stakeholder. I'm part of the core technical team, and it's been almost closer to 15 years. I'm working in Emertxe as a technology head. Initially, I was part of the team developing products for embedded applications for industrial automation as well as agricultural automation, and I was fortunate enough to like develop applications right from scratch, including board bring up, porting, as well as device driver and application development on Linux. Since then, I have taken additional responsibilities. I have been uh, managing a set of technical mentors who deliver training in the area of embedded system IoT, as well as full stack web application development. So I'm glad that all of you are here for today's webinar to understand what is embedded systems and what we are providing in terms of our course deliverables. So what I'll do is I'll briefly uh, talk about what we are going to cover as part of our course and what is our learning pedagogy. Following that, I'll also mention about what tools we use as part of the training and how is our training pedagogy unique and how it is more effective so that students can understand the core concepts easily, as well as eventually in the end up in a job in the core domain. So let me share my screen so that I can talk about what the course deliverables are and how we deliver the training program. Yeah, I'm sharing my screen now. Hope it's visible to you. Can you please confirm? Thank you, Ravi. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll briefly mention what we're going to learn as part of the embedded systems and IoT course. So at a high level, we are providing two courses. One is the embedded course, embedded systems course, and other is the IoT course. So I'll talk about embedded systems course first, right? So in the embedded system course, if you look at the course curriculum, we teach Linux basics, followed by C programming, and after that we teach C++, data structures, and microcontrollers, followed by Linux internals and embedded Linux and ARM module. Right. Whereas if you look at the IoT course, the many of the subjects are overlapping, but there are some minor differences as such. So in IoT course, we teach some additional subjects. Let me mention what are the primary subjects we teach. We teach C programming. We also teach Arduino programming. We teach Python. We teach C++. We teach IoT cloud. IoT gateway and cloud. And after that, we do teach and protocols and IoT cloud as well. And both these courses have certain overlapping subjects, like C programming is common, C++ is common, but there are subjects which are not common, but they are similar. For example, microcontrollers is taught in embedded systems also, and Arduino is taught in IoT course. So major difference is that in terms of microcontroller programming in embedded systems versus microcontroller programming in Arduino is that in embedded system course, we will be focusing on core driver development and application programming in bare metal. using bare metal approach. Whereas in Arduino, we are going to focus more on the solution-based development, wherein you focus on like implementing application using the APIs which are provided by Arduino. Now, in terms of like what you are going to learn in embedded systems, let's talk about Linux basics, right? So Linux basics is a module which is a short module wherein we cover about Linux concepts, especially how to use the command line interface, how to like use the shell features like redirection, pipes, etc. When you talk about embedded systems, the preferred language for developing embedded systems is C. Now, C++ also is becoming popular nowadays. So C programming is the primary language is used to develop embedded systems. So you'll be teaching C in detail from scratch, and you'll be learning about the basic concepts as well as advanced concepts. And you'll also learn how to solve even like tougher problems which are like required you to crack interviews as well. Similarly, we'll teach you C++ in detail, especially concepts like OOPS concepts, STLs, etc. is covered in the C++ programming module. Following that, we teach data structures, wherein you learn about concepts like linked lists, stacks, queues, and so on. Post which you'll have microcontroller module. The order of these delivery can change. In microcontroller programming, you'll learn about like microcontroller architecture, peripheral interfacing. We'll be using either PIC microcontroller or maybe we'll be completely migrating ARM based controller, wherein you will be using controllers like STM32, Cortex M4 controller or M3 controller to develop the embedded applications, which is quite popular nowadays. And similarly, when you talk about operating system concepts in detail, we'll be covering Linux internals, wherein you learn about like concepts like multi-threading, multi-processing, networking, as well as inter-process communication as well. In the end, you will learn about embedded Linux and ARM, wherein we focus on a board bring up. Let's say we've been given a new board or a development board like BeagleBone or Raspberry Pi. We teach how you can like bring up the board from scratch by compiling the bootloader, by building and configuring the Linux kernel, as well as building the root file system and so on. So overall, if you see, this course is a very comprehensive course wherein you're going to learn programming, you learn about data structures, you learn about microcontroller development, you learn about operating system concepts, as well as board bring up. Optionally, for offline module, there is like for offline mode of delivery, we also teach Qt and QML as part of the course. In IoT course, there is an overlap. C programming is covered as well as Linux basics is also covered, right? And major difference is that we talk about microcontrollers using Arduino as well as ESP32, which is quite a popular microcontroller because it supports Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Similarly, Python is also covered. Python can be used in developing more advanced applications related to like a IoT gateway as well as on the server side also. And uniquely, you will be learning about IoT gateway and protocols, which are like required for connectivity between devices and connectivity with the cloud also. So overall, these are the subjects which you're going to learn as part of the course. So when you talk about our course like pedagogy, right, or the learning method which we follow. So on a daily basis, you'll have class and lab. So typically, the duration of class and lab will be around 3.5 hours per day, right? So what we teach in the class? In the class, mentor will be explaining the concepts in a practical way. So you should be able to understand the concepts fully, post which we'll be working on smaller applications or template programs in the class itself. So when we teach certain concepts, it's not like theory is separate and practical is separate. Theory and practical will go hand in hand. So mentor will teach you a lot of concepts which are theoretical in nature and conceptual, and you'll be applying those concepts by doing something called as template programs and classworks. In the lab, you'll be working on assignments and projects, right? The assignments are uh, usually smaller in terms of size and less complex compared to projects. and assignments will help you to like apply whatever concepts you learn. For example, let's say in C programming, you learn about like concepts related to loops, right? So when you want to learn about concepts related to loops, we'll be giving assignments related to loops. Similarly, when you're working on like arrays, we'll be giving assignments related to arrays, etc. So every module will have assignments and projects which will help you to build the confidence in developing embedded applications in general, right? So in during the course, for every module, which are core module, we want you to work on at least two to three projects for every module. And at the end of the course, you'll be easily able to complete around 10 projects, right? And these 10 projects you can showcase in your resume, right? So what are you going to mention in terms of skills in your resume, right? What are you going to do, right? You will be mentioning about your academic qualification typically, right? You'll mention about your score, etc. But what is going to differentiate and what is going to like help recruiters shortlist better candidates? The differentiation comes in terms of skills. Differentiation comes in terms of projects, right? So by doing, let's say, around 10 projects, when somebody looks at your resume, they will be impressed, right? When, let's say, the company is looking into a resume from a candidate who has just passed out of college, and they will see typically that students have done maybe one internship or maybe one or two projects as part of their curriculum, versus somebody who's done 10 projects after completing the course. Definitely the credit and value will go to the person who has completed 10 projects and gained so many skills which are not easily available for the companies. So our course is definitely going to push you to a very different level, right? You can easily rate yourself as a person who is having at least 1 to 2 experience if you complete our course. Now, along with these assignments, projects, etc., we'll also be giving you quizzes, right? And test will be conducted, which will help you to like uh, evaluate yourself and also get prepared for interviews. So regular tests will be conducted and regular interviews also will be conducted, which will help you to like get ready for the interviews. So in terms of our placement preparation, right? So we conduct regular placement prep sessions, right? Which could be company based or module based. Okay. So certain companies have certain requirements. So to better prepare yourself for these interviews, our technical team along with student success team as well as placement team will be scheduling regular placement preparation sessions, so that before you attend interviews, yes, you learn many things in the 6 months of the course, right? But it's important that you brush up those skills. Maybe you have forgotten certain things. See, we want you to basically help you to be ready to face the interview. How do you prepare for the interviews? We conduct regular placement preparation sessions, right? We'll give you share, right, relevant materials so that you can prepare well. Along with this, we also conduct something called as soft skills training. Right? So soft skills are important apart from gaining technical skills, because communication with the team members, communication with the clients, etc., plays an important role once you get a job. Now, what typically happens when students come out of college is that yes, um, some of the students are naturally good, they can communicate well, but many of the students might not be confident in speaking to another person during interviews, or in general having a conversation with a larger group of people, right? So what we do is we have a structured soft skills training program for a short duration, which will help you to improve your communication skills. It will help you to improve your communication skills. Now what we do, we have like a regular class, maybe some sessions will be there, plus we'll be conducting like mock interviews, as well as we conduct something called as GDs also. So overall, it's a complete holistic package. We are not just focusing on technical skills, we're also focusing on preparing you for the placements, as well as helping you to communicate well, so that you are having additional things to showcase during the interview, as well as while you're working in the company, right? These skills will help you grow up the ladder and become a differentiator in terms of your career. So this is in brief about what subjects which we teach as part of our course curriculum, and how we prepare you for placements, and how it will help you to improve your communication skills as well, apart from the technical skills. Now we also have a dedicated student success team and placement team. We'll also be closely working with you to like help you in placements, as well as help you in resolving any queries during the course, right? So it's possible that you need a motivational talk, or you need somebody to basically share your concerns, etc. So our student success team will be closely working with you to support you in non-technical aspects as well. Now that's a brief about our course pedagogy. Let me also share quickly what resources you'll be getting access to during the course. Okay, let me log in. So if you are enrolled to our course, you will be getting access to a learning management system, wherein you'll get access to different modules. Now this is a dummy login, so you'll not be seeing completion rates. So you'll get access to C programming. I have like shared all the modules here. C, C++, Arduino includes both embedded and IoT related courses. So you'll get access to all these resources once you join the course, right? You'll be getting access to C, C++. Right? If you are part of the IoT course, you'll get access to Arduino course. Similarly, you'll get data structures, Elam, IoT cloud, etc., depending upon which course you have enrolled for, Linux, internals, and so on. Right? So different course access you will be getting. So let me quickly just show you what resources you can get access to. I'm sharing the screen. Give me a moment. So I think some questions are coming. I'll be taking up those questions shortly. Let me share this details about what access you're going to get in terms of resources in the course related modules. So this course is an advanced C course module for a specific batch which we shared. So in LMS, you'll get access to all the resources, right, which is like organized. And if you look at the contents, you'll get access to course materials. For example, you get access to the slides here. Let me show how the slides look like. Right, so you can see the slides for basics of C, right, so wherein you get access to this basic information also, which you can refer for learning, which mentors also will be using. Right, in detail you can see the contents are there. This will help you to basically revise the concepts as well as help you understand the concepts thoroughly as well. So we'll get access to slides. We'll also get access to notes, which is prepared by mentors. You get access to programs. So by the way, these programs, you can try it in the browser itself. We have an integrated ID for the programs. You don't have to basically try it on your system. Yes, you can try it on your system also, but you can access the like ID and you can complete the assignments, etc. inside the browser itself. Right? So you can see here. So I can type the code easily here, right? I can just type the code and I can compile the program as well. Okay? So you get access to all these resources as part of the course. Along with assignments, you will get access to project related information, right? You get access to the project resources, right? You get project information, multiple projects are there. You get access to tests, for example, different tests will be shared to you. So for example, this is an objective test. I click on this, you can see that people have already completed the test, right? I can like take a preview of the test and questions will be shared, right? So you can see the questions over here and you can take up these tests. So you'll get access to all the resources which are required for you to learn these subjects and help you like prepare for the interviews also. Apart from this, there is a discussion forum. Here you can see, you can contact our mentors, not just during the class hours, but after the class hours also. When you go home or when you're working separately on assignments and project, you can contact us. Our mentors as well as your batchmates will be there to help you and resolve your queries also. Similarly, you get access to those who opt for the online course will get access to course recording also, right? Whereas for the offline batch students, since it happens in the offline, we are not recording the class sessions. Whereas for the online students, you'll get access to the course recordings also, and you can watch these recordings as well, right? So let me click on this. So anyways, I don't want to discuss it now, but you'll get access to the recordings as well. Similarly, you can see grades, right? Whatever you do will be graded and you'll get like as you complete, as you make progress, you'll get grades and you can see the scores, right, as you complete, right? So don't worry about this now, but overall you can see that all course related information you can access from our learning management portal. Similarly, for the online mode of delivery, you'll get access to the lab recordings also. So I guess there are some questions also. Let me check what those questions are. If anything is relevant, I'll be happy to answer your queries. I got some questions. Let me see if some of them are relevant. All right. So Sheikh Ayan is asking, I have recently completed BTech from EC, so I wanted to learn about system course. I want to know what properly make learn basics to advance. Yes, right. So not a problem. So whoever enrolls for our course, many of them are freshers. Some of them are like having a gap or coming from a different domain, worked in different industry, want to switch, etc. So whatever be the background, we will teach you everything from scratch. Right? There is no prerequisite for the course. You have some background, it's okay. Otherwise, also we are going to teach everything from scratch. Is this applicable for online class students too, the board development? So for the online, Naveen is asking, yes, microcontroller like programming when we teach. For the offline students, we will give you hardware for practicing. For the online batch students, what we do is we will be completing those programs on a simulator called as PiximLab. Right? Let me share you that as well. Right? So PiximLab. So this simulator, as you can see here, you can install it on your laptop if you are opting for the online course, and you can practice all the programs inside the simulator without the need to purchase the hardware. So in terms of experience, you will not see any difference if you're working on a real hardware or simulator, because all the programs which you are trying on a real hardware will work on the simulator also. In fact, this simulator has more basically peripherals and spare parts which will not be available in a real hardware, right? We cannot basically have all the hardware available on the board, right? So you can see. So this particular simulator supports different microcontrollers, including PIC, as well as STM32 it supports. It also supports ESP32 also, right? So different controllers are supported. So for the IoT students also, we'll be using the STM ESP32 as well as Arduino simulator to program the microcontroller on PiximLab. You can see here, this is a board which is based upon PIC microcontroller. Similarly, we have other like boards also which are supported, right? So it's quite a very like interesting tool, right? Different controllers are supported, and we can easily seamlessly work on the applications without purchasing the hardware. But there could be some students who are interested to basically try on the hardware also, who those are working like opting for the online course. We will share the link to purchase the hardware, and that way you will get a complete failure on working on the hardware also, right? Which is optional, by the way. Okay, I think I did not share my screen. Let me quickly share the screen. Right, so this is the PiximLab IDE. You can see here, right? So there is a game which is developed, like a tic-tac-toe game is developed, right? So I can play a game, right? So you can see here. This is live, by the way, right? I'm playing a game. Let me lose the game. Okay, maybe, right? It's done. Game over. CP wins, right? So this is just a quick demo of like what is the like power of using an online simulator. Sorry, a software-based simulator. You can actually work on any program, like without, even if you don't have these peripherals, right? For example, purchasing an LCD can be expensive, right? So you can try those LCD programs on PiximLab. For example, touchscreen is also integrated as part of it, etc. So you can do complex application development on the simulator also. So that was a question with, I think, one of you asked, right? So let me pick up other questions. Vijay is asking about Vijay Rohit is asking about RTOS. We are planning to add RTOS also as part of the curriculum, and mostly RTOS also will be included as part of the course. Currently, we are having Linux internals, which is also an operating system, right? Linux is an operating system, so which can be used to develop embedded systems also. Mani Kumar is asking, for projects, will you explain how to write code? Yes, we'll start from basics. Like when you talk about projects, we'll teach you, we'll start from requirements, then design, then coding, then testing, etc. All the phases of SDLC will be covered in detail as part of the project implementation. Rakesh is asking, I have a doubt, like can a diploma holder pursue this course, as I'm working as operations executive in Robot Bosch? Rakesh, we understand that you are interested to learn about embedded systems. For diploma holders, yes, you can take up the course, but unfortunately, we will not be able to give you placement assurance, because when you talk about companies hiring from us, they put the criteria mentioning that okay, minimum qualification is something like BTech. From our side, there is no restriction in taking up the course as such. Suraj is asking which course to follow, IoT or embedded systems. So embedded systems and IoT are having like some overlapping subjects. In terms of joining, whether we want to take up the IoT course, embedded system course, it's your personal choice, right? So embedded systems are focused on more on developing like standalone embedded applications. IoT, we are going to focus on building end-to-end like IoT based solution, right? So the application area is different when you talk about IoT and embedded systems. I also shared what subjects are there as part of the course for each of the courses, but both of them are equally good, and placement opportunity wise, we are not going to distinguish. um, if you take a embedded system course, IoT course, you'll get equally good number of placements in both. Okay, I think Artos, many of them ask, I mentioned about it. Ayush sir, I want to join offline course in September. Not now, can I? Yes, Ayush, not a problem. So typically every month we start a new batch, and the dates are published on our website. You can go to emertxe.com and you can see the upcoming dates for every month as to when we are going to start the course. Can you tell me a roadmap for embedded systems and IoT, Mohammed Sultan? Hey, Mohammed Sultan, may not be in this webinar. What we can do is we can share you a link to an existing basically recording on roadmap for embedded systems and IoT separately. We have already created a video for this. I think we can share the video, and shortly it will be available in YouTube also. We can refer to that in terms of roadmap. Jaswant is asking about internship from Emertxe. Jaswant, this webinar is about a full immersive embedded course, which is placement oriented. Internship, regarding internship, what I would suggest is you get in touch with our course counselors. They will guide you. Okay, whether, for example, certain final year students have a mandate for them that they have to take up internship in their final year. So this course can be tailor-made also for internship, right? So that option is also available. Okay, so Sri Dattaray is asking, is PIC microcontrollers relevant for companies today? Yes, it's very much relevant. Okay, if you look at the company Microchip, which develops PIC, right, there are many companies who also work on PIC. But on a very high level, it doesn't matter which controller you're using. When you want to work on different controllers, if you have the base on one microcontroller, learning another microcontroller is not difficult. Manish Kumar is asking, I'm in UK, sir. Because of time zone difference, I can't attend online classes sometimes. Will the attendance lag will be a drawback for placements? So Manish Kumar, we have in online mode, we have two timings. One typically is India time. One batch starts with a regular batch, which starts around 9:30 a.m. in the morning, and there is another batch which starts around 7 p.m. India time, right? So you can, based upon your right uh, convenience, you can opt for any of these courses. Yes, if you miss the classes once in a while, it's okay. You can watch the recorded sessions and make up for those classes as well. Rakesh, can an engineer dropout pursue the course? Yes, very well, not a problem. But only thing is that for placements, companies look for a course completion certificate. Okay, that is important. Naveen is asking, is there an option for online student to come and visit Emergee offline once in a while, like monthly once or after each module, familiarize with the hardware? Definitely, Naveen, not a problem. Naveen Shankar, that's a very good question. In fact, we encourage students who opted for the online course, they can visit once in a while, and they can interact with our mentors face to face directly also, and they can work on the hardware as well, not a problem. Okay, Lahari is asking, after completing this course, what kind of roles in automotive industry will I be able to apply? And does the projects help me in the base of automotive? Okay, that's a very good question, Lahari. Yes. In terms of industry, uh, when you talk about verticals, automotive industry is one of the sought after industries for embedded system graduates, right? So definitely, there are companies who look for candidates with embedded experience plus knowledge about automotive embedded systems also. So in our course, we are teaching certain specific concepts which will help you to like showcase your skills in automotive industry. For example, one or two projects which we work in microcontrollers will be based up on automotive industry. For example, there is a project called as vehicle uh, like CAN based multi-ECU vehicle dashboard, wherein multiple boards will be interconnected to each other using CAN bus, and will be communicating messages between the nodes, and this information will also get displayed on a dashboard which is on a different microcontroller. So these type of projects will help you to like publish your specific skills to automotive companies, and they'll be interested to hire such candidates also. Rakesh, I'm working professional. I want to purchase the course. Will you provide placement support for working professional too? Yes, Rakesh, we do provide placement assistance for working professionals also. You can get in touch with our student counseling team, where we may want to see what is your like current domain experience also. At times, what happens is that if you have some, like let's say software background, testing background, you're coming from a software development background, testing background, it will be a value add for those companies, and we can really show you as a experienced professional also. But if you're coming from a non, let's say, development or testing background, then also it's possible, but it depends upon like how many years of experience you have, and if any gap, etc., it matters. But it's possible for a working professional to land up in a job after completing the course. Okay, some questions. I think Sagar, who is better for placement? I'm not sure. Okay, you can maybe rephrase your question. Sri Dattaraya is asking, my batch starts from Monday but haven't received any info regarding class details. Don't worry, Sri Dattaraya. You will be getting an email with the class details as well. But in case you want to contact our team, you can just connect with us once again. They will share the details also in case you have not received the email. Rakesh, I would suggest you contact our uh, counseling team, because you mentioned that your year of pass out. Maybe you can have a word with them. You'll get more clarity about it. Okay. So Yash is asking, education gap after 12th standard, can be education gap matter placement activity? Your education gap after 12th may not matter much, but your completion with respect to engineering, when you completed, right, that will be a criteria for placements. Ranjit, can I join for offline class on 15 September? Uh, 15 September, maybe when you say you might have missed some 15 days of class, right? You can check with our team whether it's okay to join 15 September, or another option is like you join for the batch which is starting in the end of September, right? So it's your call, but we recommend that you join freshly for a new batch rather than missing out many days of class. So course duration is approximately 6 months. Mohammed is asking this question. Yeah, I think Mani Kumar, I already answered your question whether you will be teaching how to write the code from scratch. Yes, we'll be teaching to write the code from scratch. So Naveen is talking about his availability. He's available from 6 to 9, and he's not available till 5 p.m. Will mentors be available at night, or can you suggest me how I can utilize them, right? So Naveen, maybe after late night, mentors may not be responding actively, but still you can post your questions. There could be your friends, batchmates who are available, who will be answering your queries maybe during night time also, but otherwise during the working hours, definitely you'll get a response in terms of your queries. That's not a problem. Yeah, Lahari, yes, the project which I mentioned is included in the embedded system course. Okay, so again, I'm getting questions whether IoT is better or embedded is better for placement. Both are equally good for placements. So Vijay is asking whether he is not from Bangalore, whether online or offline course is best for learning as well as placements, right? Again, right, in terms of learning outcome, we don't see much of a difference whether it's online or offline. If you're attending from online also, right? In fact, you get an advantage that you don't have to travel much, and you can get access to the recorded sessions also. Only thing is that you have to be sincere, right, when attending the online classes and follow the mentors what they teach. And if you need doubts, you should be ready to ask questions during the class session or post the class sessions, wherein you have to be proactive, right? So offline, only thing is that you're seeing the mentors face to face. Online, you have to take the initiative to ask questions, right? By that way, you will be active in the class, your interest will be appreciated, and your learning outcome will be the same in terms of basically online as well, right? We don't want you to force you to come from a different state to Bangalore. You can take up the course very well online also. Yeah, I'm Pinaki Mukherjee. Hello, I want to do online course. How do you explain interface like I2C protocols, right? Sasha showed you a demo here, right? You can see, right? You can see a lot of basically examples are available here, right? Okay, so we can see docs examples, right? Different examples, right? So all these programs, whatever you're doing, it supports all the protocols like SPI, I2C, UART is supported, right? You don't have to basically worry about it. You can experiment with UART, you can experiment with I2C, you can experiment with uh, I2C, UART, and SPI also, not a problem. Plus, for example, if you're working on like Arduino also, you can like ESP32, you can interface with Wi-Fi also using simulation. That's also possible. Right? So you can get access to this. Now we talk about, there are many more questions. Okay, let me check. Anjit is asking, I'm currently studying in Coimbatore and I'm a student of mechatronics. Yeah, so mechatronics, in fact, is a good stream wherein you're going to learn both mechanical as well as electronic concepts. Definitely, right? You can enroll for the course, not a problem at all. Gokul is asking, is there a batch starting for embedded next month? Yes, as I mentioned, every month we start a new batch. At the end of the month, new batch we start both in online as well as offline mode. Regarding the cost of the course, I would suggest you talk to our course counselors because there are some basically like fees is different for online and as well as offline, and there are some discounts also available if you are a fresher and based upon your scores, etc. Suraj is asking, will offline student get recorded lecture? Offline students, we are unable to provide the recorded sessions. Only online students will get it. Is it possible to switch from offline to online 3 to 4 months down the line due to any reason? This is not something which we allow generally because it's better to stick to the same mode of delivery, right? If you're joining for online, join online. But if you're interested to take up offline, continue in the offline mode, complete in the offline mode. In between switching is not something which we will be able to facilitate. So Vijay is telling that mid-September, completing 7th semester and completing 8th semester in March. So will I be eligible for placements after 6 months course? Yes, Vijay, right? So it's good actually because as soon as you complete the course, your engineering course, you will be eligible for placements and you can start applying. You'll get an edge compared to others who have completed course 1 year back, right? It's value add. Sagar is telling, I'm from Pune. I require to get this course in offline mode. So we have provided any hostel facility. So will share details about like PG facilities in Bangalore. We have contacts here, and we are located in prime location in Bangalore. That is NG Road, just 2 minutes walk from metro station. Right there, we have a like a advantage in terms of basically access to all locations in Bangalore. So PG facilities details will be provided to you. So anywhere near the metro line, you can take the PG facility, so that commute time you can reduce in Bangalore. So Gokul, especially with project completion, whether it is online, offline, can it be effective? Whether online mode it will be same as offline mode? Yes, Gokul. Right. So online mode as well as offline mode, you get the same learning experience. In fact, in online mode, the advantage is that you get access to recording. For example, you want to watch project explanation sessions, lab sessions, assignment explanation sessions, etc. You get recording to it. You can play them for course you have doubts, right? You forgot something or not very clear. You can replay those videos. That way, you get an advantage of playing those videos again and clarifying your doubts. Plus support you can get during the class as well as lab, as well as we provide access to discussion forums and chat as well. Mentors will be happy to answer your queries. So now don't worry about whether it gets enough support or not. It's for you to take the advantage, right? You can ask questions to our mentors so that they will guide you appropriately. Not an issue. So Meka, I'm going to pay the fee on 25th. Am I allowed to join the class on the day one onwards? Yes, right. You can join the course on day one after basically once you basically make the payment, not a problem. Will offline student get access to simulator to work on projects in the free time? Yes, Subramanya. Simulator anybody can download, right? Offline students can also download the simulator. Okay, that's unfortunate, Lahari. You mentioned that you're trying to contact um, our team since a week. No one has answered. Quite unfortunate, Lahari. Uh, I'll make a note of this. Can you share your phone number to me as a private message in the chat? I'll get in touch with our team just to ensure that you're getting a call back. So you can send me your phone number in the chat box. Instead of sending to everyone, you can do send to organizers only in the drop down. Okay, batch dates we'll be showing it. Okay, Sultan is asking, is Emertxe in Bangalore only? As of now, yes, we are in Bangalore only. We are located in Bangalore. We have 2 training centers in Bangalore. Both are in MG Road. Those who are not able to come to Bangalore, we recommend you to take online course. Okay, so there is one student is asking, I'm 2025 pass out, 57%, I'm eligible or need 61%, right? So there are some basically limitations in terms of number of opportunities you get for those who are having less than 60%. Yes, we can provide some opportunities, but we'll get lesser opportunities compared to those who are having 60% and above. So okay, there is a question from Patricia. When the course is online, how can you learn the projects and how can we do the projects, right? So if you look at the subject as C programming, right? So what do you need? You just need a laptop to complete the programs, right? You don't need a hardware, right? There are course modules like C, there are modules like C++, modules like data structures, modules like Linux internals, wherein you just need your laptop. You can do the program in your laptop and experiment everything. In terms of hardware, yes, for microcontroller based application development, we are going to provide the simulator wherein you can build the project, right? So not an issue at all. But in case, let's say you want to purchase the hardware also, we will share you the link. So it becomes an asset for you, not just during the course, like after the course, whenever you want, you can upskill yourself. So that is also an option available. Okay, I think I have more questions. Let me check. Okay, next batch, Ranjit will, it's published on our website. All the batch details are published in the website for this month end. Okay, you can go to website, get the dates. We'll also share the dates towards the end of the webinar. Yash is asking, before shortlisted student, will company conduct aptitude test? It depends, Yash, right? Whether aptitude will be conducted or not depends on the company. Company to company, the pattern will differ. Some companies conduct only technical tests followed by face-to-face interviews. Some of the companies have a mix of both. They will have aptitude as well as technical in the first test, followed by face-to-face interviews also. We cannot say what they're going to ask. For a fresher, it's always good to be like ready to clear the aptitude tests, right? So aptitude is something which you have to prepare on your own, and it will help you to like attend the next set of interviews. Okay, Gokul is asking very good question whether placement will go for both offline and online, because it's offline can attend all. In case online, want to know is there any limitation? So Gokul, if you look at the number of companies who conduct online versus offline, majority of the companies conduct offline interviews, but there are some companies who conduct online interviews also. It depends, right? So if it's scheduled online, you can just connect your laptop and it will be a live interview, video based interview, and they will ask questions, and they'll also ask you to write code in your ID or online ID, etc. Whereas post the course, let's say somebody takes the course online and they want to apply for offline based interviews also, you can come to that location wherein you want to attend the interview. For example, you are interested to get a job in Bangalore. What we recommend is that after completing the course, you can come to Bangalore and start actively applying for Bangalore based companies, so that you get more opportunities and you can like you don't have to regret losing those opportunities, right? So not all companies conduct interview online. Similarly, if we are from Hyderabad, etc., there are companies from different locations like Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Pune, Mumbai, right? Delhi, Noida area, Gujarat, for example, right? So all over India, companies or placement clients hire, and when you float the application, these details will be shared to you. So in case you want to like have preference for any city, what we recommend is that post the course, you can come to that city, stay there, and attend the interviews face to face. In case of Vijay is asking, in case of offline batch, the teacher or mentor be available after the class or during daytime to clear the doubts on projects and concepts? Yes, we have a pool of mentors who will be available throughout the day. You can very well clarify the doubts, right? Be it online or offline, right? Our mentors will be available. Ranjit, what if I got a placement in the company through Emertxe and after some less time, like a month or three, I don't like the company. Will you provide another placement opportunity, Ranjit? Ranjit, unfortunately, we will not be able to do that. So when you're applying for a company, we don't force anybody to apply for any company as such. So you can very well do the background work and apply for those companies which are interested, right? But let's say if there is a possibility that, right, during the work you don't like the company or somebody gets laid off, etc., we will not be responsible for providing further opportunities. So what we do is we recommend you to do thorough background study about that company before applying for a company, so that you don't have to like you don't face issues later on. Okay, some more queries are there. Subramanya, are the basics and embedded systems covered in the theory classes, or it is an exclusive project assignment oriented? Basics will be taught, Subramanya, as I told. All the modules will be starting from basics, right? Not to worry. Every module, everything will start from basics, followed by assignments and project will be part of the module itself. Which role can I get in company after completing the IoT course? Okay. So good question from Mohammed. So typically, when you talk about getting a job role as an entry level engineer, you can get a job either as a development engineer or a test engineer. Again, when you talk about development engineer, let's say you're going to get a job in IoT domain, a lot of companies, different types of companies hire from us. There are certain companies which are startups, there are certain established companies or MNCs who are also developing IoT-based products. So advantage of working in smaller companies that you get a complete view of what is required to build a project, right? Especially you'll get a view of the requirements, you'll get a view of the architecture, you'll get a view of the design. Then you may have to develop the features and do the testing also, right? So let's say you are getting a job in IoT-based company which is into developing medical appliances, right? So you'll get opportunity to do R&D work also. So depending upon the company and the product, the role, the nature of job can differ. You may get an opportunity as a developer. In development also, there could be different types of work. You may be given an opportunity to develop the features or complete products, or you may be given a responsibility to resolve issues which initially be most of the junior engineers do, which is called as bug fixing. So be it embedded IoT, nature of job depends on the requirements which are part of the company, right? Similarly, you may get a job in a testing domain also related to embedded and IoT, wherein you have to develop the test cases and test the applications using like whatever like test frameworks are available. Okay. So Jayakumar, do you want to take up from here? A lot of questions. I understand that so many questions are there. For the to keep the webinar like time boxed, if you're not answered any of your queries, don't worry. You can get in touch with our counseling team. You can have like a call or a WhatsApp conversation with them so that you can like get response to your individual queries if you have not answered those queries. We'll be answering more questions. You can feel free to post it, but there are certain other topics to be covered, which my colleague Jayakumar will be walking through. I'll go off the camera.
Thank you, Mubeen. Hope I am audible. I'm back. So this second section, what Mubeen has covered, I hope all of you got an idea, a detailed idea about the course structure, modules, and how it is going to deliver and things like that. So what I'll do is the third part about the placement part, which is relatively a smaller piece. I will run through that. After which, let us go through and then see if any pending questions are there, and we'll try to answer them, and then we'll go for the conclusion. Okay. So let me just share my screen once again and run through the placement part of it. Let me go off the video as well. So as I mentioned in the beginning, there were three portions of the presentation. The first one was about the job market and the placement details. Initial level we shared. Then second one was about the complete details about the course delivery part, which Mubeen has covered. So let's now look back again at the placement, a little bit more from the process point of view. Right? So what happens once you join the course? All of you will be added as a part of the Google group, as an internal group that we maintain. I'll just show a quick demo of it, and you can basically enroll for it from as soon as you join the course. And then you need to complete certain mandatory modules. That mandatory modules are nothing but the Linux systems, C++ programming, and the data structures programming. And that actually happens around the fourth month of your course duration. After that, our mentors will put through a placement eligibility test. Once you clear that, you can start applying for placements. Okay? And then it will reach our team for internal shortlisting. Then we'll share the list with your client, and they will further shortlist if required. Then the process will start: written test and interview, and the offer release will happen, and then subsequently the companies will initiate the onboarding. Okay. So this is a typical process what we follow as a part of our placement team. And this particular Google group, let me just quickly show you how it looks like. This is a screen which I'm sharing. You can see there where the Google group information is mentioned there. So here you can see pretty much how the applications are floated. This is a live view, you can say. You can also see this information getting published on social media, as I initially showed you which company came. Probably if I just let me just quickly take you to our Instagram page once again. If you just see, apart from the placement results, whatever we publish, our team also publishes the placement companies which are coming. For example, week 32, you can see, right? So which company came, and they also mention the date. But if you can see, this is likely, it takes a little bit of time. The information should reach from the placement team to the social media team and things like that. But once you're part of the Google group, it's like a live telecast. Whatever happens in the group, this is what live data is all about. You can see here the companies which have come, let's say Emertxe or Siemens, Signitarium. You can see today itself, there have been four mails have been sent. Couple of them, one is about the interview schedule, another is about the written test schedule, and couple of them are about the new applications. You can see here the entire information will get posted here. And we can take some example. For example, let us say, for example, boat, right? Boat, all of it's a popular consumer electronic company which makes the headphones and things like that. Probably some of you are already using that. So they basically hire their part of their R&D to mainly work on their audio devices and stuff like that. You can see that so here you can see this company is asking for this era pass out 2023, 24, 25, and then they're expecting 70% throughout the academic, right? So they're actually having it at 3.6 lakhs, and then depending on the performance, or they will extend or they make it permanent. So this is one example. And no bond, and then test, where is the test, where is the location, and the application is closed yesterday. You can see the application URL, right? This is one example. Similarly, you can just take similarly, for example, Value India. It's again another popular automotive company. You can see there they're asking for a different era pass out, and then their salary levels. You can see initial 15. Initially, they'll be part of an intern, and then it'll be converted, and then there's a bond and how the mode of interview, and then where is the work location. You can see that information. Like that, you can see a lot of such information here. Let us say LG Soft. You can see that it has been a regular recruiter. You can see the LG Soft URL here, and what are the modules, and they are expecting 60% throughout the academics. 2023, 24, 25 students can apply. Which and all branches you can apply, and they are actually 7.5 lakhs is the salary. And then this company doesn't involve any bond, and how the interview process happens in Bangalore, and then work from office. So like that, this entire information is shared to the student. You can see here LG, you can see Avin Systems, and HL Mando, and Harman, Bit Silica. It's like quite a busy group which our students refer on a daily basis, and then they will apply for the thing. And they also share details about which company came, and subsequently which company are shortlisted, who got selected. The entire information is published here. So this is a live information, you can say, which you'll get an access once you are part of our course, once you join our course. Okay. So that's about the group. And similarly, you can see some of the FAQs. I guess a lot of FAQs Mubeen has already answered. Basically, one question we get is how long you'll get a placement opportunities. It's for 2 years from the time you complete your course. You'll get 2 years of support. And can I choose between two job offers? I think somebody has already asked that questions. No. Once you get the first offer, you need to go for it. And should I apply to all companies? No. As Mubeen already clarified, it is your choice. You don't need to force anybody. It is your choice. And which type of companies are hiring? I just showed you a glimpse. Consumer electronic companies, and the automotive companies, and the other devices companies which primarily hire our students. Year gap, as I said, we already shown some success stories. So definitely is not an issue, as long as you are able to demonstrate the skill set to the recruiting companies. So definitely they'll be glad to hire you. So again, one more part which I forgot to tell is all the companies which are hiring from us would expect you to join immediately. And they are hiring for a already running projects. That way they expect you to join and contribute to the project faster. In case if you're a working professional, you may need to serve the current notice period with your company and get relieved in a professional manner and join the new company. In that case, the companies would wait. We also instruct the working professionals when they're advancing in the process to keep the placement team and also the company updated. And let us be transparent, right? When you're working, you can also say that I'm working, and so and so notice period can be there, so that way it can be handled appropriately. So we had multiple cases around that. Okay. Then some of you know, basically Emertxe is a affiliated training institute with what you call as a NSDC, National Skill Development Corporation, under the Skill India initiative. So under the NSDC and Skill India, we are associated with the sector skill council called Electronic Skill Sector Council of India. Both our IoT course as well as our embedded course are affiliated under that. So which means basically you can apply for certification with the NSDC also, which is a Ministry of Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. It's a central government entity who will be giving you the certificate. So how this works, basically the students, once they complete the course, they need to apply for the certification, and then once they clear the certificate, there'll be a process from the ESSCA team. Once you clear that, you will get a certificate. So that's the process. And generally we have seen that we have almost 100% pass rates, because whatever we teach in our course, it is more than sufficient for you to clear the certification exam. So let me just show you the uh, the certification example. Just give me a minute. Let me just open. So let me share it once again. You can see in the screen, that's how the certificate basically looks, where the certificate is issued by Ministry of Skill Development. You can see there that I mentioned the Skill India, NSDC, and then ESSCA. All the logos will be mentioned there, and then there's a QR code, and you can see there embedded software engineer. That's a level 5 certification. We are one of the very few, or probably the only one, who does such a high-end training program for ESSCI. And there's a QP. QP is nothing but a job role. You can see ELE/Q1501. That is nothing but the job description of an embedded software engineer, where the skill set that we are trained is in alignment with this particular job role, what the industry expects. So this is an additional benefit for our students. Again, there's nothing to do with the placements. Placements, companies do expect the skill sets. Gone are the days where you show the certificate and get a job, right? But this is, this becomes handy when you are looking for your higher studies, or you wanted to go abroad, or you are changing jobs in between. So this certificate comes handy. This is additional benefit that you get. Of course, from Emertxe side also, we give our course completion certificate. Okay, this is about the certification part. Then coming to the course date, I think you guys already asked Mubeen. It is published in our website, but let me just flash it for your reference. August 25th, we are having an offline course that is coming Monday. And then 29th, we are having an online regular or online morning course, what we call. And then September 2nd, the subsequent week, we are having an online evening batch. Okay, so where the course starts at 7 p.m. Okay. And there are many queries about the fees and the fee structure, the payments, etc. We would recommend that you talk to our team of counselors, who can be reached in that email ID, training@emertxe.com, and the phone number 809 555 That's a common email ID and common phone number. Either you email or dial them, one of our counselors will get in touch with you and then share you further details about the fees and things like that. And subsequent dates also, some of you asked, we do courses towards the end of every month. Suppose you're looking for the next month's dates, you need to wait for some time until we close the admissions for the month of August. Once they close, they'll publish a new date. But logically, as Mubeen has already mentioned, towards the last week of every month, we'll be having batches. You can tentatively have the similar timeline for the next batch. Maybe September 25th, you can keep it as a benchmark date. Okay. So that's where, pretty much it. And this is our coordinates. We are basically located in MG Road, in two facilities adjacent to the metro station. Two facilities are there, where we can seat around 750 students. And you can see the LinkedIn and the Insta, where we are quite active. In case if you're not following us, you can just scan this QR and then share, or subscribe and like us, to get a latest update of whatever is happening. Okay. So that's pretty much what we had for you guys. So let me just open the chat window and see any pending questions are there. I guess Mubeen has clarified most of the most of the queries. But let me go off the I guess we can unshare it. Maybe I can turn on my video, right? Or it will be there, I guess. So yeah. So let me just take some questions which are pending, some of them unanswered ones. So, will the company also wait until my finish my degree? No, Subramanya. We expect the companies would expect, as Mubeen has already mentioned. I also reiterated, companies would expect you to join immediately. So, which means to say, you should be showing them a provisional degree certificate. So, better when we say when somebody is taking up in their final year or in the pre-final year student, which we really encourage. But you need to complete your degree and then furnish the provisional degree certificate, and then you can start attending placements. Okay, so once you have completed that, we'll open the placements for you, right? It's not about companies waiting. You can anytime, as I said, the calendar I showed, companies hire from us all the months. You can saw the initial graph, and as well as the later the dates also in the Google group, so you can plan accordingly. Okay. Vijay is asking, what is the average placement package of each batch? Again, it depends from batch to batch, Vijay. Broadly, if you ask me, you can just say around, 4-ish, 4.2, 4.5. That, if you take a range of that you can say it's a rough number. How many students get placed in each batch? Again, that's a very interesting question, which, we try to measure by the time, because we give a 2 year of window. So that way it becomes quite hard to quantify, because you need to wait for 2 years to really measure the numbers. But what we've seen is, as long as you follow the process in terms of assignments and projects, and you complete, let's say, minimum 10 projects, irrespective of whatever background you could be, in terms of your academia or your year of pass out, we see that students do get selected. Okay, that's the answer I can give in terms of the batch level placement data. How to join the Google group? You need to enroll for our course, Ranjit. After that, our team will be enrolling you. That's only for students who are already joined. Okay, so once you join, they will be adding you automatically into the group. Okay. After completion of online course, can we come to Bangalore for attending company drives? Yes, I guess Mubeen has already clarified that. Okay, I don't think there is any issue here. Okay. All right. So, sir, will I complete my BE in 2026 May or June? Am I eligible? I think I already answered the question from Subramanya already, right? Um, Subramanya already, right? Yeah, you can complete that, then you can start attending. Like, for example, when you're joining in, let's say, September, let us say October, November, December, Jan, Feb, March, or April, you complete our course, for example, right? Then you can wait for a couple of months, clear your final year, then you can start applying. So can you please clarify the 2 years from joining the course? Okay, all right. So when you say placement support, Ranjit, right? So it's a 6 months program. So your placements will start from the fourth month, after the fourth month rather, right? Once you complete the eligibility process and start applying. Okay. Then what happens that you continue applying, and when the course itself is happening, right? You will be studying and then applying. How long the support? That's what the 2 year I'm talking about, right? Once you complete the course, from the time of your course completion, right, we will support you for 2 more years. Let us say you complete your course in, for example, some of the students may be completing this month, right? Let us say they completing in August 2025, rather they may join in, let's say, February or January 2025, for example, right? So from August 2025, we'll support them till August 2027. That's a 2 year window I'm talking about. Okay. Hope that's clear, Ranjit. Could you please walk us through the roadmap for landing firmware roles? Matish, I think Matish Mubeen has already mentioned you this, because if you start talking about roadmap, that is again, at least it will take an hour for you to discuss various industries, various roles, horizontals, verticals, and all. In fact, Mubeen has already given one internal video to our student, that was he was mentioning in his session. So our team is in the process of processing that video. Once it is done, we'll upload into the YouTube, then you can check, where is given a detailed roadmap of step by step, and then what companies are expecting, and then further how you can build your career. Dattatreya asking, suppose we get an internship through Emertxe, which is performance based conversion, but we do not get full-time job after offer internship, that Emertxe continue providing placement support? See, this is again a very interesting question. This applies to the contract questions or 1 year questions, whatever we speak about, right? See, if there is a performance based, which most of the cases, right? Okay, so it purely depends on you and how well you perform once you are hired into the company, right? So for us, our commitment ends as soon as we place you in any company. Okay? We don't place them to internships, for your kind information. We place them through permanent roles only, but sometimes that role could be a contract for 1 year or 1.5 years, some of the examples you saw, right? Then with that, we deem that our duty is completed, right? For example, once you go there, and then you get, let us say, some of them said, I didn't like the company or I didn't like the job. Even though we do our own due diligence to float a company, whatever the companies are floating, we do our own due diligence, we go and search. But it is up to you. But once you place, right, we will not be able to give multiple opportunities, right? So our thing is done as soon as we get you an offer letter. Okay, hope that's clear, Dattatreya. Okay. Bona is asking another question. So, what is somebody has a backlogs? Will they allow to do? Again, interesting question. Similar to the students who are in the pre-final year. So, the answer remains same, Bona. We suggest that you clear all the backlogs. Again, that can be done two ways. I don't know how near you can clear it. Either you can clear all the backlogs and then come and join our course, but I would not recommend because that will take a long time. I suggest you join our course. In parallel, you can clear your backlogs as soon as you can. And once you clear the backlog, you'll be getting a PDC, right? Then you can start applying for placements. Okay, we support that. As I mentioned, the mandatory criteria is, you need to produce a PDC. But don't worry about backlogs, because our experience is a lot of students who are academically not done so well had a backlogs, right? They're done phenomenally well because they like the practical way of learning here. But it's important that you clear them. Subramania is asking, can you connect us to Emertxe alumni if you wish to talk about the company or prep, etc.? See, I don't think that is required. That becomes very, what do you call, very stretch effort as far as we are concerned. But what happens during the placements, Subramania, is that through our past placed students, right, or what you call alumni, whenever they attend interviews, right, we time to time collect the course material, right, or rather the interview material, what did they ask, right, and how the written test was. After every drive, our placement team and our student success team collects the information, and then we have built an internal data bank, what you call question bank, what you call, right? That question bank we share before any student appears for any drive next time, right? So that itself is more than sufficient. On top of it, our mentors will keep running various preparation sessions, mock interviews, etc. If you clear that, I would say that is more than enough. You don't need to purposefully go and ask, right, and then figure it out, what did they ask, how did you prepare, and things like that, right? I don't think that is required. When will big companies come for recruitment during a year? Vijay, again, Vijay, you need to understand, if you see the calendar, whichever I showed, right, this works very different from a campus recruitment. So campus recruitment, what happens is a periodic mechanism. Whenever there's a third year, you open up a placement season, companies will line up, there'll be a calendar and things like that, right? Here, our placement works very different. So here, our placement works on a demand basis. So whenever there's a project, whenever they have a demand, they come and hire. So if you, again, some student asked me, sir, let us say a company LG, sir, this month is come, will it come next month? We may or may not be able to see. But looking at a broader trend, yes, we have a combination of big companies, mid-sized companies, startups come every month. Maybe this month LG will come, some other company may come next month. So, but overall, if you see, right, it's a mixture of companies, and they come to us on a demand basis, because that's also a reason why they want you to join immediately. Okay, hope that's clear. Okay. Sir, I have seen LinkedIn taking on student taking more than 6-9 months completion of the course. On what factors does the duration of the course depend on? Okay, that's a nice question, by the way, right? See, I think this also we clarified multiple times in our webinars, right? So on our schedule, right? If you see whatever we publish and say, we say it's a course duration is 6 months, right? You can consider like a semester, right? So we have two choices as a mentor or a technical team, right? One is like, what you run the course as per the schedule, tick, 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 right? We can complete the course in 6 months, absolutely no issues, right? That will look like another semester. But that is not the instruction that we give to our mentors. So what we give to our mentors is that, see, our idea is not to complete the course on time. Yeah, of course we want to, but let us say whenever we deliver a technical content, right, and then the students are finding it difficult to digest the content, and they're taking more time to complete their assignments, or they take more time to complete the projects, what we instruct the mentors is allow them some time, right? Don't say, suppose this week is a submission for today, you need to submit the project, for example. We see that only 10% of the students completed. So what is the one way, college way of doing? Okay, only 10% of the students you give the marks, remaining all give zero and then move on. Okay, kindly note that is not going to benefit. So what our mentors give is they kind of give extend the deadline, try to go and support them to the best of their abilities, ensure that maximum student complete the maximum amount of deliverables. So because of this, what happens? Let us say in every module, let us say there's a week of delay, and if you add, let us say 5-6 modules, our course duration get pushed. And kindly note, we do this by keeping your interest in mind. Okay, our idea is not to complete. In fact, if you see C programming, what you teach for 45-50 days, easily in our city, in our center, when you go to Robert Bosch, we complete in 5 days. We can compress it as tightly as we can, but that is not our objective. So that's the reason why we say, in fact, it's not a first time, right? Ever since at least our inception, at least 12 years, ever since I joined Emertxe, right? This is one common thing that you will hear about our students. In fact, our students would say. Okay? The answer also remained the standard way. Our idea is, yes, we wanted to complete, but that is not at the cost of student not understanding. We don't want to look like another semester. In college, you have 8 semesters, right? So what is the outcome? So we don't want this to become 9th semester and without any outcome, right? We want to drive outcome. And kindly note, during the entire duration, mentors are going to be there. We are not, leaving you and going for a vacation. No, that's not the idea, right? So considering that, yes, you keep in mind that, there can be delays in the course, whatever we mention on paper. That is again done with your best interest and your, the ability to grasp. Some batches, say, for example, they grasp fast. The mentors will move fast, right? Hope it's clear, Dattatreya. Do we need BTech provisional certificate to join Emertxe? Not necessarily when you're joining, Divya, okay, but at least when you're applying for placements. When you start applying for placements, you need to have. Just companies would expect that. As I told you time and again, this is not a, what you call, a college campus interview where they hire based on your future requirement. They hire for the current requirement, right? How many months would it take this current batch for completion? It depends, as I said, that if your batch is able to grasp faster, we can complete in 6 months. It depends on the batch, not an individual, right? We need to go as per the entire batch, how it progresses. Okay, so this extended deadline apply to the batch or a whole as an individual student. This as a whole, because we need to take care of the entire batch, no? Right? But having said that, what we also see is that some students will be finishing fast. It is a batch of 30 or 40, right? Some will finish fast, some will be medium, some will be slow. And what our philosophy, we say, the slowest guy we should support. That's our philosophy, right? That's our vision also. Okay. So suppose a guy finishes faster and he's finding a little boring. What do we do next for 1 week? I've done submission already. You can take additional project. That's why you see some of our high performing students, they go and do, as much as 14 to 15 projects, and they are the ones who crack the premium companies, whatever you saw, right? Like, the 20 plus or 10 plus or 8 plus LPA companies, they are the ones you crack. In case you finish faster the assignments and projects, and you have time, because the batch, the mentor is giving more time for other students, you can pick up additional project and then work on it. Our mentors will support you there also. Okay. May you know where are the centers were located in Tamil Nadu? I don't think we have any, any centers in Tamil Nadu. Years back, maybe 15 years back, we had a franchisee office in Chennai and Madurai, for that matter, long time back, that we closed long back. Okay. We don't have any, connections with those, and as of now, the entire operations are running from Bangalore only. Okay, Matesh Verma. Okay. Right, I think that's what. Any other questions, guys? I hope I answered all the questions. Mubeen did answer many of them, because I didn't see scrolled up, because it's like filled with many questions. Any more questions anybody has? Yeah. Subramania is asking, so would my degree percentage play a role in premium companies, or would the good knowledge and project suffice? Okay, sometimes yes, your degree, because you saw, right, some of them companies put that criteria very strictly, and bigger the company is, the more stricter they would be, right? But I would say, on a broader sense, even a premium company or general in placements, your performance in Emertxe matters a lot. How well you are going to learn here than your academia in terms of weightage. Okay. Any other questions, guys? No, it's 9:15 almost. 15 minutes overshoot. Okay. So after learning bare metal programming with STM32, it's necessary to learn driver development. See, driver development, from entry level engineer is concerned, if you know the basics, in terms of, understanding the basics of device drivers, a character driver or block driver, that would do. Okay. We don't do as a module, but in our embedded Linux module, we give a basics about device drivers. If you know that, that is good enough for your, interviews. All right. I guess I've answered all your queries. Let me move on to the last slide. So I would say, thank you very much for all of you for your patience and asking questions. I know it's Friday night, 9:15. We are discussing about embedded systems. So thank you very much for all the enthusiasm and the energy that you guys have demonstrated in this webinar. As I said, this is what makes us, excited towards every webinar. So I would like to welcome you. Welcome to the world of embedded and the semiconductor and the devices industry. And this is silver bullet, which I close every webinar with, right? What is our attempt every month? What do me and Mubeen would do? Yes, we run through the data and the slides, and then we have this question and answer session with you guys. And share the real-time first-hand experience as much as we can, because I'm not talking about a general media, right? We're talking about specific jobs, specific industry, and we share whatever happens on a day-to-day basis, right? So the idea is to give you the awareness. Having said that, you are the best person to decide for your career. Okay, we are not telling that only you should do embedded, nothing else is there, or only you should do some XYZ course. It is about your wish and your passion, and whatever the decision you make, okay, please keep a long term perspective and take the decision. And whether you choose this embedded or any other, or come to Emertxe or don't come to Emertxe, that's a different story. Our idea is to give you the awareness and give the first hand information. Hope you've done that. By keeping that in mind, I wish you all the best on behalf of Team Emertxe. Whatever you do really well. You're all bright kids. You all come out with flying colors as in the coming years. Wish you all the best from Team Emertxe. Take care. See you in the next webinar. Okay. This webinar itself will get recorded, and we'll get the recorded version also. In case some of you missed, you can get that information. Also, you can pass on to your friends or whomever you may be interested. Thank you very much. See you later. Bye.